Yo, here we go. Y'all know what it is. First thing first, we back. I'm Chop.
I'm Dre.
Today's guest, we got Elevated Tattoo in the building. So before we get started, we're gonna have them introduce themselves. Go ahead, lovely lady.
Hi, I'm Sam.
I'm Sean.
My guy Sean. We got Sam and Sean today. Elevated Tattoo, Aledo, Texas.
Yes.
First thing first, we like to, have a little fun on first thing first. We gonna ask some great questions, some entertaining questions.
All right.
Some personal questions. You know what I mean? So it's gonna get a little juicy.
Okay.
We just want everybody that's viewing and everybody that sees this to understand you guys.
Cool.
To understand who you are and how you became Elevated Tattoo. Okay? So go ahead, cuz, bro. What you got for him?
First off, how did y'all come up with the name Elevated Tattoo? Like, let's get the history behind that for the people that don't know.
You want me to answer?
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember going through like a list of names.
There was a lot of
I don't remember
names.
what, like, why it was that we settled on it.
There was a lot of names going round and round and round, but really the reason we opened up Elevated, we had come from other shops, and sometimes, clients would come into a shop and you were almost like a little embarrassed because, other people's attitudes might have been kind of like, like, what y'all want? What are you doing here? Or they just, and I would always feel like I had to run up to everybody and be like, hi, and like super welcoming, because I'd be like, man, can y'all say hello to these folks? You know what I mean? And so to me, I kept using that word, like, I want it to be an elevated experience. I want it to be an elevated experience. So then I was like, you know what, that's cute. Let's just go with elevated.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's real cool.
What you think? I mean, I feel like that's about right. And I'm kind of
We had a
pushy.
couple names though. I don't remember any of them.
I was just about to ask that.
Yeah.
I can't remember any off the top of my head. I bet if I had some time to think on it, probably. But
I just did not want the word ink.
yeah, no ink.
I didn't want no
Can't do
ink.
in it.
We didn't want no ink in it.
Yeah,
That's
because
what we did for sure.
y'all got a lot of ink.
Yeah.
We can see y'all got a lot of ink.
Yeah, we got a lot.
But as far as you saying that energy was super, super low.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
that's
like no motivation.
Yeah, that's
no
get up and
motivation.
go.
That's big. That's big right
It's
there.
pretty common with tattoo artists, and I'm sure piercers too. I haven't worked with a ton of different piercers, but they have like this I'm better than you kind of energy. It's,
For sure.
It's pretty. They make your skin crawl.
Yeah.
You can't even be bothered to get up and greet someone. It's
Right.
And clients will comment on that they have walked into shops before and they felt out of place.
Correct.
Or they felt like they were like bothering them, or they want to, if you're not covered in tattoos, then you must not be like worth their time type of thing.
Yeah.
So
and
think
that
about a
was
first timer. A first timer.
Yes,
Right.
that was my thing. I was like, listen, because when we were designing and everything, some of the artists were like, Sam, like, I don't know about how this is looking. And my thing was like, we already have the people that love tattoos and piercings. That's done. That's preaching to the choir. I wanted to be an environment where people who were like, kind of like, should I maybe?
Yeah.
They would feel comfortable coming in. And people say that to us all the time. Like when they come in, they're like, this feels like any other place I've ever been.
Right.
They feel like they're wanted there and comfortable there.
There we go.
Yeah.
And it make y'all job easier.
Absolutely.
For sure. For sure. And so,
Dealing with people is a lot easier when they relax and their energy is high. So
You don't
Yeah.
gotta break down the walls
elevated.
or
You know what I
nothing.
mean?
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, they just-
Exactly.
absolutely.
Yeah, welcoming.
Absolutely.
How long have y'all been tattooing
So,
and piercing? I'm sorry.
That's all right. You guys.
I started tattooing, probably 23 years old. So it's been
Like,
like
yeah.
14 years ago.
14
But I had
years.
like a couple years in there where I wasn't tattooing, with life's ups and downs.
Right.
I got back into it in 2018, and I've been like consistent since then.
Yeah. And then I am not a tattoo artist. I'm a piercer.
Yeah.
I personally don't think I could ever tattoo. It seems a little
I'm
boring.
glad that you don't.
Seems a little boring.
You would take all the business, like for real.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay. But
I love it.
anyways, yeah, I'm a piercer, and so I have been piercing basically since like 2018, right?
Yeah,
2018.
shortly after I got
Yeah,
back.
and I just got in there, and I was like, oh, this for me. This is for me. And yeah, so.
What was
Tattoos.
Go ahead.
Tattoos. I love tattoos.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all can never tell, but I'm pretty inked up myself. Okay.
Same.
I got a lot of tattoos, but piercings.
Yes.
When someone come in and they want a course, they already got their ears pierced. Y'all know where I'm going.
Sure.
They already got their ears pierced and whatnot, but they want some private areas, the exotic piercings.
Sure.
My boy, there you go.
Sure.
Some
Okay,
exotic.
You got the verbiage. Come
Some
on.
exotic, and they want some exotic piercings.
Yeah.
Like, how do you approach that? Because I know a lot of times.
I'm gonna keep it about.
Yeah,
Okay.
please do,
That's what I'm
because,
gonna
boy.
do. I do not do anything below the belt, and when people call, I'm like, that's my thing. It's not for me,
Right.
and I don't judge anybody who does. And if that's your bag, I'm like, hey, by all means. But when people come out and they look for that, which you'd be shocked,
Oh yeah.
I'm telling you,
Oh yeah.
these very people you would never imagine. They're like, Sam, after they know me for a while, they're like, what do you think about? I'm like, girl, that's on you. I don't know.
Right.
But I send them to a shop in Dallas that I'm very comfortable with, that I'm very familiar with, that I know that these people have done a lot of advanced education to know how to do this stuff, because
Right.
that's not something to play around with.
Right.
So I'm like, listen, if you want it, you need to make the drive. And I send them out there. I do above the belts. And that is super common these days. It's like, and when I tell you super common, I mean, men, yes, you got the 20-year-old girls that are just out there living their life, but you got mamas, you got grannies, I was doing a grandmother one. I did a grandmother once. Her
Granny.
chest.
Okay.
Yeah, and the way I met her was because her daughter had brought her little girl, to get her ears pierced with me.
Gotcha.
So I did the little girl's ears. Then I ended up doing something on mom's ears, which is super common. I'd be doing the whole clan. And then I ended up having Granny come see me privately. And she was even telling me, she said, please don't tell my daughter. I said, girl, this is your business. I'm not
Yeah,
telling nobody
that's
what you're
funny.
doing. Yes.
That's
That's
funny.
Yes.
So what about?
Yeah, we're grown, exactly.
So what about tattoos? Because I know some people get tattoos in exotic places.
It's like
Jody the other
So like,
day.
have you
Maybe I shouldn't have said
ever?
We'll edit it.
So
Yeah.
No name dropping.
It's like, I'm not really trying to like tattoo someone's
Yeah,
junk, you know what I
right.
mean? But if it gets like, I don't know, money's money, to an extent.
Right.
I have never tattooed like a dude, you know what I mean? Not like that. I've
Yeah.
tattooed like an ass cheek, tattooed low on a female,
Yeah.
but like never like right on them, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But we do have an artist that has done that before,
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
a market for it.
Yeah.
there
Oh no,
is.
it's a
not a
big
big thing here in Aledo.
Yeah.
Well, no, not of course. I hope not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all running around like that.
Right.
Let me start
If you
something.
could see, yeah, I know.
We can start a trend. We can start a trend.
We not.
No, I mean that's just a common question
Yeah.
that was very interesting for me.
Sure.
I don't know for Cuz, bro, but for me, I was very
Right,
interested
yeah.
on seeing how you guys approach that.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Because I mean, I've been around a long time and I've seen
Yes.
plenty of tattoos.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So it's I was wondering how you guys approach that
Right.
scenario.
And that's always like a private thing as well.
Yeah,
Like,
typically
that
it's-
is not something that's being done
Right.
out in the open.
Right.
It's like
if
a-
anybody is getting something like on their backside or anything, they're going to be put in a private situation
Yeah, we put
where
like curtains up. That way it's not, for everyone to see.
Yeah,
But,
that's-
like I did a tummy tuck scar just recently, and it went like pretty low on her. So that's about the extent. You know what
Right.
I mean? I think, however, if someone came in, they wanted something like that. I mean, I guess there's a price for everything. It's just I don't know if it's gonna be for that person.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Right.
3,500.
Yeah, there's
Period.
gonna be like a little premium. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
like I'm not trying to do this, but
not
I understand you
me.
want it. So.
And that's good. I mean, if they want your product, if they want you doing it, I mean, they'll pay
that
for it.
is what it is.
without a doubt. Without a doubt.
So we talked about Aledo a little bit. Well, it was mentioned. Can y'all tell us what brought y'all to Aledo
Yeah.
and where are y'all from? I should say.
So we met in Abilene. That's where I was living. My dad was Air Force.
We're both military kids.
And,
Okay.
Yeah, so we moved to Texas. Been in Abilene since 2001, and then 2017. Shortly after we met, we moved out this way.
And the
She
reason
has
we moved
ties
to, I
Weatherford.
had family living in Weatherford at the time, which I don't anymore. But so my parents, I was born in California. I was there for a very short time, and then I was in New Orleans for a really long time. And once my parents were wrapped up there, they were stationed over here in Texas, in Fort Worth, and as they were both Marines. And I finished up school here, and then I moved to New York City. You guys were asking me about that. And I was out there for a while. So anyway, I wanted to move back to Texas to be around my family, and my family were there in Weatherford. But we were thinking about the school system.
Right.
So, you know, and no, not that anything is wrong with Weatherford school system. We had just heard so many great things about Aledo's school system.
Right.
I also felt like Aledo was ready for this kind of business.
Yeah.
And it was untouched at that time,
Right.
you know. So we decided to look over here. We ended up over there in Morningstar. So we bought over there and started looking for a place to open the shop. And people were very like, are you sure about Aledo?
Yeah.
And especially because we did it during the quarantine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I
we
got a
were
vision.
building
Yeah,
the shop
yeah.
when everything was shut down.
Yes.
And we're like up there every single day for like a month straight.
Yes. Because you know the governor had tattoo shops closed, so we were
Yeah.
closed,
we
and,
didn't know
we
what
were
was
still
gonna
having to pay
happen.
rent on this
Right,
building.
right.
Yeah,
But
it was
you know,
pretty sketchy, man, not knowing like what the whole COVID thing was gonna mean for
Right.
us.
but God is good, and I felt very strongly that I could be terrified and still do something.
Most definitely.
You know what I mean? And so we opened it. I felt good about it. We were very strategic with everything we did, where it was to our placement, how everything was decorated, just like the whole everything. And Aledo was warm. They were welcoming. They were ready. You know, we got out there with doing a lot of like sponsorships for the kids and
Yeah,
everything, and like this area is just blowing up. So I
Yes.
feel like we got in early.
Yep.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
for sure.
At a real good time.
One thing too that we noticed, whenever we were shut down, we just chilled at the house with kids. Like at first it was kind of like, dude, what are we gonna do with all this downtime? Like I need to go in and work. And anyway, so it was kind of like a hard pill to swallow, knowing that I was about to be off work till I don't know when.
Period.
Yeah, but dude, I did not want to get back to work.
It was
so
like,
nice.
I don't know how y'all felt about it, but it was kind of like, you know, when you're missing work, you almost feel a little like guilty, like you're like, I need
Yeah,
to get out there and get it,
exactly.
right?
Something.
Or like, I'm
But
not
we
doing
had
enough
to
for
be,
myself.
Yeah.
you know, I mean, we didn't have any choice, so it was like you got to be home with your family, and like, you know, that was a hard time for the world, but we look back on it fondly, and I'll tell you what, clientele rallied around
That's what I
us.
was just about to say.
I mean, we were doing like raffles and stuff because we had no
We
income
planned to do
coming
like
in.
a piercing raffle and a tattoo raffle for when we opened, and so many people wanted in. We ended up raffling on like almost 10 tattoos.
And it
was
paid our
crazy.
bills,
So
you
like
know?
paid our bills.
Yeah.
Our clients
Yeah.
were
It
Kind of gave
amazing.
us a glimpse into
They were
like
great.
how Aledo was going to do tattoo
No,
shops.
that's cool.
For sure.
Yeah,
That's
very
cool.
What sets you guys apart from other tattoo shops in the area?
Well, I'm the only one.
Yeah.
I mean, so I definitely think,
Well, surrounding areas.
yeah,
I think our environment does wonders for us. You know, it's all walks of life. You know, we got
Yeah.
kids coming in there. They don't even think twice.
lot
that
of
they're at a
kids.
tattoo shop.
Yeah.
A lot of kids. I pierce probably at least 5 kids a day. You know, I do 10 to 12 people a day, sometimes up to like 15, but at least 5 kids a day. So we have families in our business on a constant. I feel like we're changing people's perspective of this industry. You know, you were saying earlier that it is just kind of like blown up, this industry. I don't know if that was you or I don't know who that was. Anyway, but I feel like we are really opening people's minds. There are so many people that come in there and they're kind of like just, you know, like maybe it's the sister or the granny or whoever of this little girl, and they're kind of like, what's it? And then they come in and they're like, these are just normal, regular people just like me, you know. And when you don't have any exposure to people that don't look like you just assume, oh, well, they're going to be
It's a way,
this
yeah.
way, you know. And then they come in and they have this experience, and then next thing you know, they're like, well, you know, I always thought about getting a little tattoo. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So yeah. But let me tell you something. I will talk forever. I don't even remember what your original question
I
was.
love it. I love it.
That's real
I love it.
bad.
But the original question was, what set y'all apart? Like, what set y'all apart from
We
other
just
sound like
tattoo
really,
shops?
we just try to be like an all-inclusive. Everyone's welcome,
Yes.
any age. We do
Positive
take a lot of pride in what we do. You know, if I'm not the right one for the job, my boy Pinky's the right man for the job. You know what I mean? It's not all about like, give me your money, I'll do your tattoo,
Yeah,
whatever you
it's
do.
whoever's best for you.
We always try to find the right fit.
And we have a team that, like, y'all, this team, we have tried so hard to like build the right one. In fact, we're about to hire more, and it's scary because you never know what the deal is going to be. But we've tried to really build a culture there that's like inviting and positive and feels good to be in, because like the world got enough mess in it, you know. So
So y'all here. It's all about the vibe. It's all about the energy, and it's all about the togetherness.
Yeah.
Okay, togetherness. You gotta have that, as we do inside our gym. Like,
Yeah.
you can't come work out with us with a piss poor attitude.
period.
You can't come in my gym with a piss poor attitude. Like, we've kicked people out several times.
This morning.
So it's not about the money. It's not about the money. Understand that. Money is good, but it's not about the money. For me, for my cuz bro here, for Elevated Tattoo, it sounds like it's all about the name. Like, you gotta represent your name. So represent your name very well and very wisely. So with that being said, we're gonna take a short break. Y'all know what it is. First thing first, we in this thing. We got Elevated Tattoo, Sam, Sean,
Drake. Oh yeah, my fault.
and we in this thing. Lego.
Welcome back. First thing first,
Chop.
Dre. Go ahead. We're here with Elevated Tattoo again on the Dre introduce
Sam.
Sean.
And yeah, y'all, welcome back.
Welcome back, man. We just, we love discussing with our people on certain topics, you know what I mean? So we're gonna dig a little deep today. Pause. I knew it. For my viewers, for the young viewers, don't y'all take me there. Don't y'all take me there. Y'all know they got this thing out here, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
When you say something, you gotta say pause.
Pause.
It's getting out.
Yeah,
it's getting
yeah. You can
outrageous.
pause for any little thing.
Yeah, it's getting outrageous. But again, because I knew, I can't wait to see your face.
Offender.
I can't see your face. I can't wait to see your
You can
face.
feel it.
Oh,
You
y'all-
can feel that. Pause.
But again, we will dig deep, okay, into a little bit of their background. So I did hear you say earlier, my guy, because like I told you, I hear everything. And you was telling your lovely lady something on the fence where when I got back, that's when we did that. So if you don't mind, I'd like to get Josie a little bit. If you don't mind, you don't have to share everything, just share a little bit
For sure.
of your backstory.
Okay, so the getting back to tattooing was due to a long stretch of drug use, and that's where I met my best friend here.
Yeah.
We went to treatment in Abilene, which is where I lived at the time. She got into it, so they had like a state-funded program at this
Because
rehabilitation.
you ain't got no money.
Because they ain't got no money.
Yeah.
Correct.
And that's where we met at
we met.
in what was that, orientation at a treatment center. Yeah. And we had both had a really bad go of it for a while.
We didn't know each other existed until we got there, and we were thick as thieves, didn't get one without the other for a good part of a year, and then it kind of like dawned on us.
Yeah.
Hey, we make a pretty good team. You know what I mean? Like, we were like fist bump homies, kind of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so then we just finally cleaned up. It was a little bumpy for me, more so for me than her. I struggled a little bit with like a relapse here and there. Then we moved out this way, and finally got on the right foot. And then we worked a normal ass job.
A regular job, because let me tell you something about having a substance use problem. The worst thing you can have is money.
Correct.
And we both came from jobs that we did very well in our 20s. I mean, I graduated early. I started doing makeup professionally, and money. And I thought I had it all figured out, He was tattooing, which is a cash flow industry. And so one of the things that I learned in treatment, I think we both learned in treatment, and then we both lived in a sober living facility for a while, but it was like, don't surround yourself with things that are going to at all put your sobriety at risk. And one of those things was money. And I felt, that I needed to feel really good about an honest day's work. You know what I mean? I felt like I needed to get up early, go to a meeting, go work hard all day, go to another meeting. And they tell you to do like 90 meetings in 90 days. And for our first couple of years of sobriety, we were in those meetings. And I believe in it. If anybody that is struggling with any sort of substance use, alcohol, anything, meetings and the community that is there of people that share your common experience, it's so good for you. I took it day by day, right? And then next thing you know, it was like we were putting together years of sobriety, and the tattoo, it just fell into our lap, and it fell into our lap in the rooms of AA that's where it fell into our lap. God just
That was God. Yeah, that was God right there.
God said if you
because she had asked me like if I want to get back into tattoo. I'm like, I mean, maybe one day I will, but I just wasn't looking for it. And we had just been like working at this job, and it was like every single day you
Hard
come home,
manual labor.
you got burns on you, you got calluses. I mean, you
Oh,
tired.
y'all work together too?
Yes,
Yeah.
we did. And
Yeah,
we're,
yeah.
I mean, you had to get in there at 3 o'clock in the morning, and you were fabricating, you were getting burned. I mean, it was about the toughest, worst job you could get, but it was honest work, and it created that routine. It was early enough in the day that we had time to go to meetings in the nighttime.
It kept y'all busy.
Yes, absolutely. And
They didn't really pay great, but at the same time, like,
but it paid the bills, you know. And we were living like in a little house, you know, paying all our bills, covering everything, sharing
Check
one
by
car, you know, check by check. But we were just building a lot of self-respect that I think had been lost in those hard years, you know. And yeah, so when the tattoo thing came, it was like somebody that owned a shop started pushing me, and I didn't know you tattooed like that, and you know, I really need an artist. And he was kind of like almost like you're scared.
Like I wasn't ready for it.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't looking for it. And
Hesitant.
then it's like every day that passed that I get a text message from, hey, just checking in with you. It sounded more and more like, all right, maybe this is what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
And then I didn't even put 2 weeks in. I was just like, I'm out.
And I ended up in that shop that he was at, like working front desk, like just like helping. And then one day the owner came over to me and he was like, and I know the reason he did it was probably because my energy was inviting people in.
Correct.
And they were coming and I was so engaged with them, even though I wasn't performing a service on them. And he was like, I need you to learn how to pierce. And I'm like, I mean, I guess I could. And then I loved it and it came so easily to me. But yeah, we've got like, oh my God, almost like 10 years of sobriety now. And we're like super clean people. Like we don't drink, we don't smoke, like we are like nothing. Like we're just like super, super sober. It's funny because people always tell us that we look like we'd be more fun. I'm like, man, I'm high on life.
Right.
Life is good,
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
for sure.
Yeah, because I mean, you already went down that road.
Absolutely, there's
And
nothing
they,
there.
They don't understand. They don't understand
Absolutely.
what that road is like.
Absolutely.
See, y'all get that part. So they look at y'all, they see the tattoos, they see the crazy hair, they see the lovely makeup, they see all that, right? They see the outer body, right?
Yes.
But they don't understand what it took
To build that.
for y'all to build that fucking self-confidence.
Absolutely.
And to be back out here to give to the people.
Right.
Like they don't get that part.
And you
what I mean?
know, I think I look back, first of all, I would have never met him had I not been through that. I really believe that certain things happen in your life for you to learn lessons, and you know, God is always with you, and it's like God makes you promises, and if you just do the next right thing,
Oh, most definitely.
it will lead you to the next right thing, you know what I mean?
Y'all follow the
And
signs.
I thought, before I ever had that substance use problem, I thought I was a good person. And I think I was a fine person.
Correct.
But I don't know that I was a good one. I don't know that I was seeking to be good. I don't know that I was seeking to love others. I don't know that I understood others. Being at the bottom of society, it makes you really understand that everybody is the same in their humanity. We are all just humans. I am no better than this guy or that guy, and she's no better than me. And everybody is struggling with something. It doesn't matter what they look like or what. Everybody's struggling with something. And what, man, if we could all just like, ooh, we'd be unstoppable.
get along.
We'd be unstoppable, you know? So yeah, so I that testimony is like, it's not that it's private, but we definitely don't talk about it as much as we used to when it was newer. I think, but it's like they told you that in the rooms of AA too, that the farther you got away from it, you need to be careful not to let your blessings block your, you know what I mean? And I think that the farther we get away from it, it just seems like a lifetime ago, and it doesn't come up as much. So I'm glad you asked, because, you know, maybe people knowing that about us will invite them to maybe ask questions if they've got
I
problems.
mean, and you never know who need to
Exactly.
vent to you guys. You know
Yes.
what I mean? Like
Some people just need to hear the positive story,
Yeah.
something that they can that's potentially tangible for them. You know?
Yeah.
You're never too far gone.
Exactly. And you think about this though. You think about the type of industry y'all in, right? For me, if I'm gonna go get a tattoo, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make sure I'm not going in there sober, because I'm gonna make sure I'm, you know, just hey, I'm going to have fun, get a tattoo. So a lot of people come to the tattoo shops, come get their ears pierced, and they're on some kind of substance. You know what I mean? So with that being said, they might be tired of that type of BS. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So with them hearing y'all story and them knowing what y'all went through to get to where y'all are right now y'all can share and help them.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
oh,
y'all can
sure.
lead them in the right direction, the right
Yeah.
path.
You could
So
feel.
it's just like a full circle type
Absolutely.
deal.
really
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
For sure.
Full circle
Absolutely.
type deal.
And
So,
I really want
love
people
that.
to know that, like, if you're alive, if you're breathing, there's hope. And if you've got kids or family who you're like, they're going down this road or they are on this road and I'm so afraid and I don't know what to do. If they are alive, there is hope. And you just can't ever give up on yourself because you can literally turn anything around and build anything for yourself. You really can. You truly can.
And it's called self. Self esteem. Okay. Not,
That's an esteem
not-
of self.
Not her, not him. It's self. So it's all about yourself.
It's called self.
Yeah, it's for a reason. It's called self for a reason.
For sure.
But no, that was great.
Yeah.
Great info right there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I appreciate y'all for opening up
For sure.
and sharing that. See, now we know how you guys met.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
good
well,
news.
one nice thing too, because like I never been in like what I thought was a serious relationship. Luckily, my first marriage, hers as well. But like when we met, we were like at the absolute bottom.
We had nothing to do.
We didn't have a best foot to put forward. You know what I mean? It was all on the table. We were both terrible. We were both broke. You know what I mean? But like it was enough. So
And we're just like two little kids trying to like
it just
figure it
worked
out.
out that way. But
Yeah, you know.
Nah,
it was all on the table, and there was nothing on the table.
And we
that's what I'm saying. That was
oftentimes-
God. So
Yeah,
y'all got to know each other.
absolutely.
Y'all actually got to know
Just
one
each
another.
other and not putting forth any false
Yeah,
pretenses.
not
And-
going because he got a nice car.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
y'all actually got to meet each other.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's good.
And that's something that we often do whenever there's like a big, I don't know, whenever anything is a big deal. But when something good happens, I'm like, dang, best friend, look what we did. You know what I mean? Because it's still like shocking even to this day.
Yeah, so how long y'all been married?
Since 2021? February 21.
Y'all see that? They say
We
hey,
opened the shop
They still
first.
call each other best friend.
Oh yeah. Oh,
that's
this
cool,
is
man.
my bestie.
So, you know, y'all want to know something funny? So we were living in this sober living, and it was like $600 a month, which was crazy because I didn't have a job, and she was able to pay for me my first.
And I tell him he owes me $600. He
I
owes
was
me.
like, but I gotta be where she's staying, so she paid my.
Yeah, and I tell him that's why he married me, so he ain't gotta pay back that $600. $600.
Our $600. That's
All right,
our
period.
$600.
Yeah, period.
And that was ours.
For sure, for
Most
sure.
definitely. All right, so look, let's get back on the elevated tattoo
Yeah.
here in Aledo, Texas. Hygiene.
Oh yeah.
How do you guys keep up?
Well, I'll
with
tell you
all
this.
that? Yeah,
Our
how y'all
health
keep
department
up? How
guy,
y'all
our
keep
health
up with that?
department guy is like no joke. He is no joke. Shout out to Raul. He is not a joke.
Raul.
He is not a game or a joke. And when he comes in there, he is not playing with you.
Yeah.
So that's first and foremost. Everybody knows they got to be following all that. But everybody has like their bloodborne pathogens, etc. So we know how to keep things sanitary, and that's a big deal for us. Everything needs to be one-time use, open, clean, etc. Like if you go in there, you know
Right.
it's clean.
Right.
You know it's clean.
Fact. So if I wanted to go in there and get a tattoo, which y'all go charge a brother like me?
$100.
I need that.
Well, what are you talking about? You talking about this?
No,
You talking about
I need a body by chop discount, but I do want to get that. You know, I would show y'all my massive thighs, but I want to get
Bruh.
that thigh tattoo
Oh Lord.
because I want a family tree,
Okay.
and my family tree gonna actually have my mama's, my grandparents, my wife's. Like, she's a Smith now, so I want to do that and like branch off the little branches and put like my kids' names and stuff. Like, it's gonna be pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Now I
It's
got
not
a
like
vision for it. Now I'm not an artist, I can't draw it, but I got a vision for it.
Yeah.
What you laughing at, bro? You don't like
I'm
my
not
tattoo
laughing,
idea?
bro. No, I'm not laughing. I was getting.
You don't like my tattoo idea?
I think it'd be a good idea.
I think it's
for
cute.
sure.
It's
Yeah,
cute.
because you part of that. I got the Harrisons, I got the
He gonna
Banks.
put one weird
Yeah,
little
I
red
got the
way
Scots.
off to the side. That's
It's gonna
it.
say a C. Because
Well,
Leaves
no,
falling
because
off
you'll
the
be
tree.
part of the Harris, like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I'll branch off there.
yeah,
That's cool. That's
yeah.
cool.
I ain't putting everybody's name on my leg.
Oh, yeah.
It's just the last
Last
name, like the
names.
Harris, the
Scott.
Banks, the Scots. Like
That ain't a
you know what I mean?
bad. That's not a bad
family
idea.
tree.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, that's history.
That is.
That's history.
That is.
So you would be probably an
I'd say
hourly.
probably hourly.
An hourly. I mean, that's a big
Typically
project.
charged by the hour unless it's like just something small.
Yeah.
So what y'all charge by the hour?
200 an hour is my personal price. I can't speak for everyone. Everyone kind of has their own. I think it's about the same.
Yeah,
actually.
about the same. You know, and everybody's.
So y'all heard him for chop, 100 an hour. Go ahead.
You know what? Maybe we could work something out for a job. Maybe we could.
Go ahead. No, I love it, man. Go ahead.
Oh, what's some advice for people that's going to get their first piercings or first tattoo that you guys will have?
Please look at the work. Please look at the work.
Definitely research.
All places are not created the same. Remember that you live here in Texas where there is no licensing. Like the shop is licensed as a whole. The artists are not licensed in other states.
They don't have to be.
They don't. Yes.
There are artists that are licensed, yes. But
Yes, but they don't have to be. The shop is licensed.
like other states, you have to be individually licensed in order
Correct.
to be in a shop.
Correct.
But in Texas, if we have a license on our building, y'all could come tattoo.
Y'all could come
for us
tattoo
as well.
tomorrow, so it's up to the owners. So
keep that
You
in
can't
mind.
just walk in any
Let me
spot.
get you. Let me
ain't no way.
I mean,
Ain't no way.
but for real,
Ain't no
they're
way.
buying these guns on Amazon and everything, and
That's
so
crazy.
you don't. So people will just assume if I'm going into a tattoo shop, I'm going to get a professional level tattoo, and then they're like, "Oh Lord!" If you just do this much research, I mean this much, that much, you're going to be able to see. And all you need to know is what sort of thing you're looking for, and then look at the Instagrams of the artists at the shop and say, "Is there somebody here who's doing what I like well?" You know, and then have some budget in mind. Like, do a little bit of thought.
Just a little bit.
But I'll tell you what, like, if you look at the work normal and you look at the shops in your area, it's normally going to show you where you need to be.
Gotcha.
Where you need to be.
Gotcha.
Can y'all share a memorable experience from piercings and tattoos, like something that just a story that y'all would tell, like if we was at a party or something like that?
Oh Lord. Think
Like, have you ever F somebody up?
Oh no.
Have you? Nah, because you know when you first started, you wasn't as good as you are now.
Oh no, I was doing models though. At that time, people came in and they knew they were up for your learning experience.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Nobody
Gotcha.
is a model unless they know. We'll see how this goes.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I've taught some other piercers as well. And it's like you're working on bananas, you're working on fruit, you're working on everything but a person until you really are going to be able to get through this piercing. Because I do a lot of different types of piercings, and not all piercings are created the same. Like an earlobe is not the same as some of this deeper stuff in your ears, you know? But man, a good story. I think some of my favorite stories are like pass out stories.
Yeah, I was gonna
stories are
say, Chad had a client one time that like tipped too far over in the chair. It was like laid out, and the chair tipped over, and she was like, she freaked out, and she grabbed his tray, flipped it over, spilt her drink. I mean, it was, dude, it all went wrong for her.
Yeah.
It was pretty bad. It's kind of funny.
And that's one of y'all employees?
Yeah.
Yes.
Did he at least
I
finish
felt
the
bad.
tattoo?
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it was actually as he was finished.
Oh wow.
So he didn't have to go back to tattoo, but everything went wrong. And like after the fact, she was fine. It was just hilarious because she like really freaked out.
I got a
Like, oh my
crazy,
God.
I got a
Trying to
crazy
grab
story.
everything.
That first Friday the 13th.
Oh god.
So we do a thing. I don't know if y'all have seen, but there's a tattoo shop holiday. It's Friday the 13th, and you know, it started with going and getting $13 tattoos. It ain't been like that in
Can't
years,
afford
but
that.
but you know, it's a big thing. It's super cheap compared to what you normally pay. So I mean, there's always like a line around the building, way hours early.
We just had one last week too.
Yeah, and
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
our
right.
very first one, now we know how busy we are. We cut the list off when it's time, so we're not there to some crazy hour because we're all booked the next day, you know?
And we got kids.
And we got kids. We're a family environment for real. Like, we all got kids. That first Friday the 13th, we were like, are we going to be busy? Like, what's the deal? So the list got crazy to where like the tattoo artists were there till like 5 o'clock in the morning tattooing because we were trying to make sure we got everybody on the list.
We had drunk people
I
showing
mean,
up.
and
Oh,
me and
it was
Ariana,
bad.
who is my other piercer, I was like, girl, we gotta go. Like, we're fully booked tomorrow. We were done around like 2 or 3. So I was like, let's roll out.
Yeah.
And I swear God knew what they were doing by rolling me out of there. He really did. So we went home. And by the end of the night, they weren't making people wait outside anymore. They were letting them sit like in our lobby area, right? Well, there's this lady in there that was just off her rocker. And I mean, this woman was,
She was tipsy.
too old to be acting like
tipsy,
this.
not even the right word.
Too grown.
She was past that.
Too grown to be acting like this. And
Too grown.
we got some of these shop guys that I say they're clients, but they like to just come hang out, you know? And one of them, he was sitting on the couch, Shaylin, and he was just scrolling on his phone, right? And she was trying to show off her new plastic surgery that she just got. See him. And he was like not into it. You know when somebody's doing the most and you're just kind of like trying not to engage? That's what he was doing. And just kept on. And she's like, look at me, look at me.
I'm
look."
talking, this was a fresh job, like still had bandages on
like,
and everything.
and he didn't want to engage. He felt
and like
uncomfortable.
full on
He was
shirt
like-
was up, like look
Yeah.
at me, and he was not paying her no attention, and he got smacked.
She reared back and slapped him across his face. So now there's all this hullabaloo.
This
and
is
she-
like 3 in the morning.
like
It
it's
was
like
a mess.
a mess.
That is some juicy.
We
Yeah.
never seen her
Crazy.
again. We
Never
never
saw-
seen her
well,
again. Maybe she thought about it that night a little bit.
She got
and,
kicked
uh,
out,
changed
but
it.
Sean kicked her out of
crazy.
there. And I'll tell you what, if I had been there, I swear, I feel like that would have got
Oh, yeah,
messy.
that
So
would've
I'm
gone.
like, better I was at home.
Right.
But we keep that sort of thing out of the shop. Like we
got
don't
to.
want no drugs,
Yeah.
no
No
drama.
drama, no
like
nothing,
just.
Yo, she told me to grow up. She told me to grow up.
That
'Cause
lady
I was
told
like,
him
you're
to
acting
grow
like a child. You're spilling your drinks, blah, blah, blah. She's like, you need to grow up. And I'm like, I need to grow up?
Right.
Oh, dude, I was beside myself. I couldn't believe it.
That
That's
is
crazy.
The nerve.
Crazy.
So real
Stories
spill,
from
real spill. Hey
Stories from
yo,
Elevated.
hey, I love the stories from Elevated.
Yeah, that is
And
crazy.
when the cameras go off, I'm gonna ask y'all a couple more stories. But we gonna wrap this thing up in a little bit. We gonna take a quick break. When we come back, we will wrap it up. Y'all shall share the info that the people need to contact y'all,
For sure.
to get in touch with y'all.
For sure.
So again, appreciate y'all for being here. Elevated Tattoo.
First thing first. I mean, Dre. My bad.
Messed up my outro. It's okay. I'm gonna do it again. We go take a quick break right here. Okay,
Let's
we gonna
do
take
it.
a quick break. When we come back, we gonna ask y'all a couple questions to end it, so y'all can share information with the people. Chop.
Dre.
Sam.
Sean.
Hey.
First thing first. Let go. All right, y'all. Y'all know what it is. First thing first. Welcome back. We will be closing this beautiful, beautiful episode right here. We had some great people
Yes.
attend today. Sam and Sean, they did a wonderful job. Before we get out of here, please do share all info where the viewers and the people can connect with you guys.
For sure.
And make sure you give them the address to you guys' shop.
For sure. So currently we are at 10303 East Bankhead Highway, Suite 100.
Yep,
So that's
101A.
Suite 101A.
101A.
Been there for 5 years. Suite 101A. Right next door to Mr. Jim's and the Funky Monkey. It's right there, okay, y'all? But we are moving. We have our brand new building, just finished construction like yesterday.
Nice.
So we're moving right down the street of Bankhead. It's like 2 seconds from where the shop is now, if you know where it is. Right across from Fortified, that gym. And it is a big beauty. We cannot wait for you guys to see it. It's very colorful.
Grand opening, when is it?
Yeah.
July 15th will be our first official day
yeah.
operating out
And
of
then
the shop.
July 15th, and then we're going to do a grand opening, of course. So we're going to be giving you guys all the details for that, as far as like the deals that we're doing, etc. But we can't wait to share it with you. If you want to follow me on Instagram, I am at Sam Elevated Piercing. The shop is at Elevated Tattoo and Piercing.
And then, yeah, all of our artists will be on the shop page.
Oh yeah, if you just follow the Elevated page, everybody is tagged in the bio.
Mine is Elevation. Yeah.
It's like a
He like, yeah, you know,
Elevation. Some people are like, what does this say? And I'm just like, Elevation. It's a play on my name.
Elevation. Yeah, I like
it's like a play
that.
on the name.
Yeah,
right?
Elevation.
You know?
But reading it, people are like, what?
Yeah, but you guys can come
Television.
see us Tuesday through Saturday. During the week, we're open from 10 to 7. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we're open from 10 to 7. Fridays and Saturdays, we're open from 12 to 9. You can come see us for tattoos, for piercings, for luxury piercings. We do carry solid gold, genuine stones. Like, we got the goods in there. So,
There you go.
yeah, come see
It's
us.
also always best to book an appointment,
Yes.
so you're not having to wait.
We take walk-ins.
We will, of course, but like I wouldn't just like put all your eggs in one basket
Yeah.
and bank on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You can
Because
always
a lot
give
of
us a call
times
and see.
everyone will be busy. Of course, that's not always the case, but
Yeah.
Well, just walk in,
Got it.
psych, book, make an
Come
appointment.
see us. Just even if you walk in, we'll book you an appointment for as soon as we can. So come see us.
Most definitely. This was fun, guys. So I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for joining
Y'all
us.
were a
you.
blast, man.
And I will be in there shortly.
Come on, bring that tree.
Yeah, no, I don't have the tree. You
Yeah,
got my
bring
boy
that-
gonna have to draw it up.
got the idea.
I'm gonna bring the trunk.
Bring the trunk.
Oh, we-
Yo, y'all know what it
For
is.
sure.
First thing first, we in this thing, chop
Drake,
Sam.
Sean.
and elevated tattoo.
Yeah.
we out.
We out. Lego.